Namaste, everybody. I'm here to talk about the collective energy and some intuitive messages I've been getting. First, I would like to disclaim that these are my theories, opinions, experiences. I'm not determining a date or stating that any of these events will happen anytime soon. These are just my theories. Moving forward, I want to talk about some very strong messages I've been getting in dream state, also in astral projection. I've been getting a lot of dreams about a lot of catastrophic events going on. Yesterday, the day before, yesterday I channeled a few cards from my decks, and the one in particular that I channeled was Peele. Peele is a Hawaiian volcanic goddess, and I channeled the Tower card, which has red lightning on it, and I've been getting a lot of visuals of lightning flashes and red lightning. Might have to do with electricity or of some sort. And also I channeled the storm warning card, so I do feel like there's a storm, some kind of event that is going to be happening soon. So my first dream, which happened on Saturday, September 7th, 2019, was I was having a lot of fireball imagery. In the dream, I was with my loved ones, and in the sky, we initially thought it was some sort of governmental organization sending off missiles, World War III or something. And all of a sudden, the fireball started to twist and swirl into like geometric patterns. And I knew then and there, like, no, this is a message. This is a message straight from the divine. And I start hearing somebody scream out Mandela effect to me. And I don't really know too much about Mandela effect, but they were literally screaming it in my ear. I don't know who it was coming from, but they were screaming it. So I woke up and, I was looking up, of course, things about the Mandela effect, but I couldn't necessarily find anything, or I couldn't even decipher the dream itself. I just knew there was fireball imagery, and we were all surrounded, like in a community. We were surrounding a pit of like a pool or something. Nobody was around it or in it, but we had built up communities, like a little city around it, And yeah, these patterns in the sky were very, very intriguing, and I was really trying to decipher, but I just couldn't lay anything on it. In the dream, when these fireballs finally, I don't even know if they hit the earth or anything, but it was like water and ash had splashed onto us. But no one was injured. None of my loved ones were injured, and we all just went back into our little room or whatever. And the next day, I had a dream about being in a pool of water. The sun wasn't out or anything. We were just in a pool of water. Me and other people did not. I don't really know who it was, but there was people around the pool, and all of a sudden, the pool started to slice and cut at my feet. I got out and realized that's acid. The water was acid. And I knew in the dream, like, no, that's sulfur acid. Like, for some reason, I knew immediately it was sulfuric acid. So this ties into my main theory of there's going to be some sort of catastrophic event pertaining to a supervolcano erupting and some seismic activity that's going on. So after this second dream I had on Sunday, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what this is going on. And that is when I started channeling the messages of the Hawaiian volcanic goddess Peele and the Tower card and the Storm Warning card. So I'm like, this is weird. I don't usually, before I had channeled messages. If you see other videos on my channel, I channel messages about, before there was any coverage on the Amazon, I channeled a few messages. Before there was the devastation in Bahamas, I channeled a few messages. So I was getting the same feeling yesterday when I was channeling these messages. So I feel like there is an importance to disclose the information that I'm holding. So I start to do a little bit more research, and I was watching a video and someone mentioned Yellowstone, which is when I started to say, okay, this has to do with a volcano. This has to do with some sort of fire, lightning, electricity, sulfur. And when the sulfur hit, that's when I knew immediately, okay, it's a volcano, because sulfur is what seeps out of the ground around the volcano. Even in the areas that do surround the volcano, sulfur seeps out of the ground. And once sulfur hits water, it becomes into a base, which it becomes into acid, a sulfuric acid, which is when you start to, if it's on your skin, it'll actually start to burn and slice at your skin. And in the dream, it was actually slicing away at my feet. Like I could actually see the red meat. So I was like, oh hell no. So, yeah, I started doing research on Yellowstone and found out that there has been a lot of seismic activity going on underground, especially underground, of course. Recently, for the past 15 years, these geysers that shoot up, people that go to Yellowstone is usually what they go there for. That's like the main attraction, is to see, the geysers shoot up. They shoot up really far into the air. It's really neat. But these geysers weren't active for at least 15 years up until last year, early 2018. And now they're breaking records. August 2019, there were 135 earthquakes underground in Yellowstone, and also about 80 harmonic tremors. And harmonic tremors are basically the underground magma rising to the crust. And a lot of these reports were unreported, or there was just no coverage on them. And I do understand why there would be no coverage on them, because saying things like this could just cause everybody to go into frenzy and panic. You got to kind of be careful on what information you put out there, because a lot of people don't know how to filter it. With that being said, I do feel like there is a time coming soon where Yellowstone caldera will erupt soon. I've actually seen and looked at NASA satellite imageries showing the magma coming to the crust. If you don't know, the last time Yellowstone erupted was about 640,000 years ago. And then before then was 1.2 million years, and before then was 2.1 million years ago. So there is really no interval on it, but I do feel like it is overdue. A lot of people also feel that way too. Yellowstone caldera is overdue for an eruption. With that being said, this ties into my Tower card. And the Tower card is all about shaking up of the foundation. When there's a lot of unfairness going on in the collective, when there's a lot of injustice going on, when there's a lot of upheaval, a lot of diabolical beings existing on this planet, the Mother Earth is forced to take action to protect herself and also protect her inhabitants. Her inhabitants are, yes, us beings, but a lot of us aren't really in favor of Mother Nature. But to protect the animals, to protect her environment, there's going to be a destruction to create a restoration. There needs to be a new foundation laid. And if you know anything about volcanic eruptions, you know that when they do finally erupt, when the ashes settle, it becomes new land. It's actually a process. I forgot what it's called. But it creates new land. And I think this is tying into new earth. There's going to be a new earth. A lot of people are going to be wiped out. A lot of people are going to be sacrificed and taken to create this new earth. So my third dream had to do with radiation and power outages. I had a dream that we were in a house. We were actually the whole community was wiped out, no power. But we were in a house in particular, and my loved ones were there. And some of them, their arms were marked purple, like with radiation. And the radiation would eventually cover their whole body, and they will turn into sick, crazed people. And that's how I knew it was some type of radiation, something in the air. Also, I had a loved one come to me a few nights ago saying how the air was so polluted here that she can't even come into this realm. She can't even come into this dimension anymore because the air here is so polluted. And in this dream, if the people were getting sick from the radiation, it would turn into stalker, like crazed zombies. It was crazy. It was actually scary, and I don't even get scared like that. But it's scary to see actual people turn into stalkers, and they're trying to attack you because they're from the damn radiation. So this dream basically brought me to lead that there is going to be some type of major power outage, which can be caused from solar waves breaking through our magnetic field. If you know anything about supernatural phenomena such as aurora borealis, you know that these solar waves, even a small little gush of solar wind, can break through the Earth's magnetic field and cause the Earth to basically react and to protect, its atmosphere. And it causes these beautiful lights called northern skylights or aurora borealis. And through the atmosphere, it can cause a major worldwide power outage, or even a nationwide power outage, which is still going to cause chaos, conflict, everybody going crazy, because most likely a lot of people won't be prepared for this type of event. But I advise you stay prepared, and also to look for your own news and look for your own information, because a lot of these news outlets, they don't really cover the important topics. They only cover certain topics they want you to see. But if you go out there, you get your own information, you will start to see a lot of other things that are way more important that are going on, that will benefit you by knowing these things, by knowing this information. So just stay in the knowing when it comes to, especially when it comes to where we live. Even though a lot of people may not like it here, this is where we are now. This is where we live. So we need to, make sure that we're on top of it. We got to know what's going on in the world. We got to know what's going on with Mother Earth. And most of the time, she lets us know what's going on with her. She lets us know that, hey, look, y'all. Like, it's crazy. But most of the time, she's sending signals. She's sending messages to us. Also, I want to go back to the super volcano erupting. Just some signs of eruption are signs may include very small earthquakes beneath the volcano, slight inflation or swelling, which is the magma pushing up, and also a increased emission of heat, gas, sulfur from the vents on the volcano and the areas surrounding. If an eruption does occur, you guys, this will be devastating and many lives will be lost. Cities will be destroyed. There is going to be power outages after that. Literally, the whole Midwest will be wiped out. I live in Texas, but I still actually feel that there would be an enormous effect throughout the states felt if this was to occur. Just some last bits of information that I would like to say is that this is kind of fulfilling the Mayan prophecy that was supposed to occur in 2012. 2012 was actually more of a quantum leap, ending of cycles. And now 2012 is being actually, what you can say, reactivated again. There's going to be a prophecy filled out. Yeah, and then also note that there is a lot of polar shift energy going on. There is a difference in the Earth's gravitational pull going on, which means that a lot of objects are coming closer together. A lot of the plates, the continents are pulling closer together. Even the sea levels are rising, such as, the polar ice caps melting, things of that sort. These are all signs from Mother Earth letting us know that she's ready to shift into a new Earth. This also relates to a dream that I had back in July, which was about a dark winter. If something catastrophic enough does happen, it can put the world in a dark winter for up to, I'm talking months to years. Hopefully not years. I don't want to be in a dark winter, Winterfell, anything like that. But yeah, if you could just like this video so the message could get out to the masses. And thank you. Namaste.